but without a proper examination, you won't know for certain if it's one of those. You've definitely, from the way he described it, you've definitely seen things somewhat similar, but maybe not to the extent of what he's describing.
Is there any guards exactly nearby?
Not in the immediate vicinity.
Okay.
Seen from what you can tell, they're probably mostly all around the borders of the city or the town and whatnot. So,
is there anybody outside?
There is no one in the streets. It is empty.
I'm gonna.
There's a cat. There's like a cat running through, like digging in refuse bins and stuff.
Okay.
My pet rat gets a little nervous.
That's right. You have a pet rat. I forgot about that.
Yep. Sully.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell again. Calm down. Is there anything I can do to help?
She just keeps screaming.
I'm gonna go to the nearest house that isn't this one and knock on the door.
Nearest house, are you going any house, or are you going to specifically go for ones with the red X or without a red X?
Without a red X.
Without a red X. Okay. You knock on the door. You you hear some movement behind it, but no one comes to the door.
I just want to ask some questions and knock again.
The door
down at this point because I don't want to be that close to a window with a sick person on the other side.
It's not an open window, by the way. It is.
No,
yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah. The door kind of like cracks open, and a woman's voice says, "What do you want?"
When did this start? Exactly?
What? You mean the pox?
Sure, if that's what you want to call it.
I don't know. People started falling down dead in the streets. It's been going on for days.
Where did you put those people?
I think they took them all to the square.
Like the center of town square?
Yes, and she just closes the door.
Seems like a strange place to put dead people, but all right.
Yeah. Guys, I think we should get out of here as quickly as possible.
I'm going to go find the town square. I need to look at one of these guys. I need to look at one of these people.
Okay.
I have no choice but to follow right now, but...
I mean, you do. You can go somewhere other than the direction I'm going. Granted, they don't actually know that I'm going to look for a pile of dead bodies, so there's that.
I'm still knelt down in the street, holding my...
I don't want to be with him, so I'm gonna...
And I'm just gonna stay there.
Ivan, we're going this way, okay?
You can go on without me. It's not worth it.
All right, buddy. We'll be back for you.
What?
Are we going back
just
for him?
going to leave without trying to take me with you?
I mean, if you're just gonna sit there and cry, yeah.
We have to come back for him?
Yes, we have to come back for him.
Damn it. Fine.
Ivan, are you? Can you stand? Can you walk?
I jump to my feet with a beaming grin on my face, and I say, "Of course I can walk. Are you crazy? I've got legs, don't I?"
Yes, you do, Ivan. Yes, you do.
I love this character so much.
Well, and of course, I've been dealing with this. I know it.
Yeah, you've gotten to know him, so you know how he is. So.
Well, yeah, this is why I haven't yelled at him yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Ivan.
I'm gonna throw another rock at Ivan.
Roll me in athletics. All right, Ivan, you can roll in acrobatics to attempt to dodge, because otherwise that's hitting you.
Here comes. It takes a moment.
Yeah.
Oh! You actually do like a full foot, like a full straight up, like horizontal, holding yourself on your staff and kick the rock away.
I was just thinking, ooh, a copper.
Oh, that'd be good too. One of those two options. Anyways, so as you approach, you start heading towards.
Assuming
what
I
you
can
was-
get my bearings, figure out what direction the center.
I mean, you can kind of figure out what the main road is. I mean, the cities are they try to set these towns up in a very straightforward manner.
Just go towards the giant smoke plume.
Oh yeah, they probably did light them all on fire.
So you are approaching, and you're able to hear like. Obviously, you can see the smoke. You're starting to be able to kind of smell the smoke a little bit, and just like a stench of death and decay. You can hear a little bit of commotion, nothing like loud and crazy, but just like some scuffling and movement and stuff, and the occasional voice. But nothing like loud and shouted, just loud enough that you can hear there are voices. You turn a corner into the town square, and you can just see this enormous bonfire, essentially. And there are guards, and they've got their heads like wrapped in essentially turban type things. No. They don't use the beaks in this world because otherwise Fausto might pop up. And there's guards, but they're throwing bodies into the bonfire. And there's bodies on carts, not like tons and tons of them, but a good 1 to 2 dozen bodies, somewhere in that range, on carts. And there's probably a couple dozen guards there throwing them on there. Some of them are kind of like feeding the fire with logs and bales of hay and things like that. All of them, of course, keeping their faces tightly covered.
Okay.
You can tell most of them are probably like human, elven, dwarven. But without looking at their faces, you can't be 100% sure on all of them. But that's from their like general size and stature and stuff.
Okay. Well, my assumption is that it's probably not airborne if everyone hasn't gotten infected yet. Because even just a couple of days, airborne would go through this place like butter on toast. So I'll just meander my way up to a cart that probably has dead bodies on it, assuming they're probably dead. And just take a closer look.
So as you're walking over towards the cart, and a guard notices you, and shows up. Stop!
Okay. Sure.
Do you know what you're doing?
He's
He's got his face covered. He's like,
I
you just
can-
stay away from this.
Well, I was trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do for days.
I mean, and how far has that got you?
To the point that we're burning bodies. Whatever this is, it spreads quickly.
Well, I mean, it hasn't spread to you yet, so I just got here.
It hasn't spread to me, but it could any minute now.
Then why are you still here?
We have to do something to protect the people.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Do you know how it spreads?
We're pretty sure it's not in the air, but obviously we're taking precautions just in case.
Well, I ain't gonna poke it with a stick. I just want to look.
It's your funeral, mate.
Fine. I accept that consequence.
He steps back,
Went a little British on that one.
and
Sorry.
and he steps back, and steps further back.
I'm also going to take a step back.
Yeah, no, I just want to, I'm not going to poke it with a stick or anything. I just want to get a really close look at it.
So you look into the cart, and there's 3 bodies in it, all vaguely humanoid, but you can't really tell because they're all just basically covered in what resemble. I mean, it's essentially just covered in boils, but to the point that they basically just look like giant, bumpy mounds of dark flesh.
Cool.
Like there's no discernible detail or anything at all. You can't tell if they were male or female, what race they might have been.
Well, that looks like a problem.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting because I'm envisioning it in my mind, and it's gross.
Oh no, I've totally got like Left 4 Dead creatures in my
it's
brain.
worse. It's worse.
Well, like Left 4 Dead mixed with splicers.
All right, you guys. This may be one of those hold my ale moments, but I would advise you to stand back. And I'm gonna hold my cape over my face like this, and I'm gonna poke at one with the pointy end of my scepter.
Oh god.
Okay, you poke it, and it just kind of makes a
Yo,
sound as like some of the boils and stuff burst, and then just like this black tar-like stuff just kind of like oozes out.
Mm-hmm. I'm walking away. I'm just waiting for
stuff.
Which is now all over the bottom of your scepter.
Well, it'd be the pointy end, which would be at the top.
Okay,
really.
the top, the pointy end of your scepter.
Are there any linens nearby that I could wipe it off on?
I mean, there's some like dirty rags scattered around.
Dirty
and
like
things.
dirt from the ground, or dirty like this has happened on them already?
Some of both.
Some of both.
All right.
They've
Let's see if
obviously
I've
been
got
using
anything.
rags to try and clean up a lot of different stuff, and probably guys wiping their hands on them and then just getting rid of them.
I'm gonna ask the guard if there's a command center where they're operating from, where there are no infected people.
He says, the guard barracks, the captain's there, and he's trying to figure out the situation. So far, they've been keeping it under strict quarantine. So.
And is that council member here?
The guard, no. The major guard guy is what he was talking about.
No, I'm talking. Wasn't there one that was going here to
There was.
do something?
Yes, it was Kendra Swiftblade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, I didn't know. I didn't know there was any council members here, but if she's in the town, I hope that's where she is. Or sorry, Cersei. If they're in the town, so he doesn't know the race or the gender. Sorry. If they're in the town, I hope that's where they are. There are a few water buckets around the edge of the fire and stuff for if sparks get out of control and things.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of swish it around in there, and then I'm gonna wipe it off with one of those dirty rags.
Okay, roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Not persuasion, perception. And here comes the weight.
You're fine. Hey, not yours. Okay, yeah. You got it cleaned off your staff, so.
All right.
I'm gonna start making my way towards the guard barracks. I want to get out of here as soon as possible. So,
I mean, has anything changed as far as this now tar bleeding body is concerned?
No,
I
apart
haven't
from
like walked away or anything. I'm still
apart from the fact that like it kind of like on one part of it, no, nothing else has changed.
Okay. Would this give me any more insight as to what it would be?
Just by standing there staring at the body, no.
Okay.